How is it going today? Lois, can I ask Dwayne?
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. Today we have for you Us movie review by Jordan Peele.
Oh, that movie was so amazing and weird.
Weird in a good way.
And you just thinking about stuff. Like when you're in the car ride home after watching it.
He was talking about
you're just
it.
Constantly thinking like,
what?
Like this person and who
and then
and what, and it's just good. Like I would say this though before I say anything. If you watch the movie and you're confused, probably
as are we.
Watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I think that watching it twice will give you a better understanding of things, and you start putting things together as to why things were how they were in the movie. Because introducing
definitely some Easter eggs in there.
It's a lot of Easter eggs that you don't really understand until you watch the whole entire movie. Then you think about, oh wait, and so it's a whole bunch. But the movie was just great.
Yeah, so let's get into the review. So they're in 1986. The 80s, and
but when they first
introduced, we were still with Adelaide. Yeah, and so she's with her parents, and her parents are in Santa Cruz Carnival, Santa Cruz, and she ends up like first of all, her parents are like maybe going through a divorce, or it doesn't have a really good relationship. Yeah, they really don't, and you can see the tension. So Adelaide, her mom goes to the bathroom, her dad's playing whack-a-moles, and then she wanders off.
As kids do.
As kids do.
And that's just their attention span. Yeah. Just wander off.
So she wanders off and goes to this little house of mirrors and ends up seeing herself.
Yeah, it was like her doppelganger. And it wasn't a reflection, it was her, because when she looked at what she thought was a reflection, she saw the back of her head. And then she turned around. And then from there, you just see the parents take her to basically like a psychiatrist because she's not talking, and they don't know what happened when she was gone for like 15 minutes.
She's gone for 15 minutes.
And they're like, they don't know what happened to her, and she's not talking, and they're like, oh, well, go ahead and introduce things for her to express herself, like art or dancing and things like that. So she took up dancing and was like a ballerina and everything. But so now they fast forward to when she has to present day, and she has a family, like a husband, 2 kids, daughter and son, and they're basically going back to her mom's house, which was up in the country somewhere, and it was by Santa Cruz Beach that she got lost at. And she was freaking out because she didn't want to go to the beach because of what happened that day when she met her doppelganger and everything. And they didn't show us what happened until the end, but she was just traumatized by it. She's like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to go. And her husband is confused because she's never told him about this experience. And he's like, why don't you want to go to the beach and everything? And she's just like, I just don't. And then she was just like, okay, whatever.
But it would be really nice to.
Yeah, he said it'll be nice to go, with the kids. The kids are excited to go. And so then she just decided.
What's his friend's name? Jason?
Huh?
Jason is his friend's name?
No, Jason is the son's name.
Oh, snap. Okay, see, I'm all.
Jason is the son.
Jason is the son, and Zora is the daughter.
Yes.
So what was the dude's name? He had like a friend or whatever.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot. He's not super important, but he had a friend named, and he said they're going to be there, and his family's going to be there.
Yeah, so they decided to go, and she's sitting there going through flashbacks in the car of what happened when she was little, and just going through everything of seeing her doppelganger and trying not to freak out, because she doesn't want to ruin the experience for her family and everything. So she's just trying to keep it all inside. But and
then Jason ends up wandering off.
Yeah, Jason wanders off himself. He actually goes to the bathroom. But since his sister wasn't really watching him and they couldn't see him on the beach, the mom got scared because she wandered off when she was little. So she started freaking out, where's Jason? Where's Jason? And she sees him, and he was looking at this body that was just a person that was just standing on the beach.
T-posing.
And almost T-posing with blood on his fingers and everything like that. And he just kind of just stared at it and just still went to the bathroom anyway. Because he has I think he has an attention thing. He's like, oh, whatever. Yeah. And it just keeps going. And then the mom found him. She was all scared. She was like, why did you run away? And he was like, I'm sorry. And then she kind of hurt him a little bit. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Because she was freaking out. Don't wander off. Because she was scared. Because the little thing that she went into the house of mirrors was kind of close to the bathroom that he went to. So she was scared to see what he had seen and everything like that. So
then they the other family asked, do you want to come hang with us? And they was like, no, we're good. Especially after that situation. So they ended up going back home.
Yeah, they ended up going home after that whole thing.
And that when carnage happened.
Yeah, because the mom was saying that she doesn't feel like herself, and then the husband's confused. He's like, you look like yourself, what do you mean? And then that's when she explained finally what happened and why she was freaking out at the beach and everything. He's like, why wouldn't you tell me this? And it all started from the lights going out, from the power going out, because in the House of Mirrors the power went out before she saw a doppelganger, and in the home the power went out, and then that's when she was just like, like no, nope. Like they are here, like she felt like they were coming closer because of all the coincidences that were happening with the sun wandering off and all that, and then they were finally there. They appear in the driveway, and she's sitting there scared because she's like, that is them coming for me now. Yep. And then the husband didn't really realize it until they finally got closer and broke in the house and saw that it was themselves. But the only one that was kind of different was the son, because he had a mask on, and he was kind of like animal-like. Like none of them spoke. None
of them spoke.
Except for the doppelganger for the mom.
Adelaide, yeah.
And even when she spoke, it was like a stuttered, like sound like she was choking, like oh yes.
We've been waiting.
We've been waiting and stuff. And they're called the tethered.
Yeah, they call it tethered.
So and they're all dressed in red. They have the scissors to stab people and kill people. And what they're there for is to basically
They had a glove too.
Yeah, they had a glove, like one glove.
Yeah, like golden scissors kind of.
Yeah.
Like.
So long story short, they're there to kill their counterparts and take their place, basically. Yeah. And so the family is just fighting individually their own doppelganger and trying to either escape them or kill them in some type of way. And it's hard for the rest of the family to try to understand their doppelganger because they don't talk. Yeah. Like the Pluto one, the one that's the doppelganger for the son is named Pluto.
Yeah, his counterpart is Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like growls, and he's animal-like, and he likes fire and everything. So Jason was trying to trap him into the fire thing, and then come to find out that he took off his mask and he was actually burned halfway around his face.
Ooh, that was interesting.
Yeah, and so it's also interesting because Jason the son, he was always playing with a toy that looked like a lighter but could never get it to ignite. And his doppelganger is like a pyromaniac.
Yeah, he had like matches. He always like put matches.
He always like playing with fire, and he ended up hurting himself with fire. So I guess in the sense, like whatever happens to them up on the surface, something opposite happens down below. Because the tethered version of the mom was explaining to them.
I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Like the tethered version of the mom, she said that whenever you guys had nice meals, we were down here eating cold rabbit meat, you know.
Yeah,
and you had your daughter and you had your son and you had a C-section, and because you did that, I had to do the C-section myself and take him out. It said, and then you married Gabe, you found love, and because you married him, I ended up with Abraham, and Abraham is the doppelganger of her husband, Gabe. And she doesn't even love, she said, whether I loved him or not, he's still tied to me because of what you did up there. And it's like, they're two different entities, but they have the same soul. So whatever one is doing, the opposite is doing as well in a different fashion. Like if the mother got toys up here, the other one, she said that she got metal that sliced her hands and everything. So it was just bad.
And so they had the whole fighting scene. Gabe fought his counterpart on a boat. They had this boat that they was gonna use, but it kept messing up. And so they had a nice little fight scene. Then was it Zora's counterpart Umbrella? Umbrella. I'm sorry, I said Umbrella. Something like that. And she told her to run, and the other one was running after her. Yeah, the other one started running after her, and it was just it was just
bad. But they ended up going to their friend's house, the friend's family's house, for help, and then come to find out that family's doppelgangers had already killed them. Already was in there and infiltrated and killed them. So when they answered the door, the doppelganger of the husband for that family, he opened the door, then that's when Adelaide realized, oh, that's not him, and then he dragged him in, and they started fighting them, and then the kids had to end up getting weapons and things because their dad's leg was broken, or no, it wasn't broken, but it was hurt. He couldn't really walk on it. And then they took the mom in, so it was the kids' jobs to save their mom now. And so that's when Zora, she got a golf club, and then the son got like this little like statue or whatever like that to go and kill the people that's in there. And she was doing a good job with that damn golf club. She was whacking them. She was whacking them. And then one fell on the ground, and she wasn't too sure that she was dead, and she just kept hitting her and hitting her and hitting her. And then the son was watching and everything, and she was like, it's okay, we got it. we're gonna save mom and everything.
Yeah.
So I was proud of that. I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you so much for the kids stepping up instead of them getting hurt. So
yeah, and they finally beat that family, and they got in the car, and then and Zora was not trying to get out that car. It was really irritating me.
Yeah, she was like, I'm driving. I'm like, girl, this is not the time to practice driving, okay?
Yeah, and so then Zora sees her counterpart, ends up kind of trying to run her over, and finally does run her over, and she gets
and end up killing her.
She's like bent backwards in a tree.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when they drive to Santa Cruz, the beach, and that's where it all started. And they end up going in there.
Well, the mom
ended up going in there because before that they had that little scene where Jason had to fight Pluto, and then basically whatever the people up top do to the counterparts, it has an effect. So basically, Jason started walking backwards.
He understood, so he started walking back because there was a car that was on fire that Pluto was standing in front of.
And Pluto was trying to set a trap on them because he had like oil under the car that they just ran over, and he had a match, so he was going to put that match in and light them on fire.
Light them all on fire. So Jason kind of saves his family by backing up because he knew the other one was going to back up. And so
him in the fire.
He backed up and then put himself in the fire. But as Jason backed up,
that's when Red
came and swooped him up and took him down into the underground where everything was inside the House of Mirrors. So the mom went down there to go save him, and the father and the daughter just stayed up above in the ambulance and everything.
You're trying to find the ambulance. Dad was hurt. He was living the whole
the whole time. And while that's happening, all of the doppelgangers that had killed their counterparts were connecting as a chain of Hands Across America.
And that was a commercial in the very beginning of the movie.
And when you're watching that, you're like, oh, they're doing that. Like, and going across America is kind of like taking their place, I guess. And waiting until the chain is completed all across so that they could finally live their life above ground and not below. And so the mom went down there, and there's a whole bunch of rabbits, and reason because that's their source of food. And if you know, rabbits' reproducing rate is very high. So it's going to be a lot of rabbits down there.
And that's when they get to the final arc, basically Adelaide versus Red, and Red is explaining to her like what happened,
they went through, and how she planned this whole thing for the Tethered to come up and rise up against the people that are up there and everything, saying that we've been living in the shadows, it's our time now, and everything. And then that's when Adelaide was like, who are you? And she was like, we are Americans. Yeah. And that happened in the house. That happened in the house, not down below. That happened in the house. And she was like, who are you? So we are Americans. And if you guys look at the title of the movie, it says us, but it also reads as US.
Right, we're gonna get to that good part. We're gonna get to that a lot. It's a lot. Okay, this movie is a lot. So they get to the final arc, and she explains like you was do you want to like, so like it shows the big reveal that Red is actually Adelaide.
Well, that's after they fought.
Yeah, that's after they fought. So they get into a whole fight scene.
Yeah, because when they fight, the Adelaide that we know as the mom, she's sitting there just swinging and trying to hit her with like the little crowbar or whatever that was for the fireplace. Yeah. And trying to hit her, while the other one, Red, is in the red costume.
It's just like
she's almost like dancing and holding the scissors and like slicing her up and things like that. Yeah. And then when Adelaide finally gets Red, like she stabs her and everything, and then she kind of chokes her out with her handcuffs and everything like that, and she kind of making like this weird sound and face and everything as she's choking her to finally kill her. And then turn around, she finds out that the son was hidden inside of a locker in that room, like where they had the whole showdown. So the son saw and heard everything that they were talking about and going through, and so he was kind of looking like he was scared and everything like that. And then she was trying to be like, no, it's okay, and like bring him back and everything. And then come to find out that in the car ride, that when they finally showed the scene from where she was little and saw her doppelganger and saw what happened. And what happened was the real Adelaide, she saw the doppelganger in there, and the doppelganger went and choked her and choked her out until she was unconscious. She actually damaged her throat, and she then dragged her down
into these tunnels. So the tunnels at the beginning of the movie, they said, like in the text, that there's thousands of abandoned tunnels in America, just, you know, from mines and all type of stuff that just travel through. And so then they show that part where you see like the people up there, and then there's people down here, the doppelgangers, they were mimicking everybody up there. And so Adelaide's doppelganger tied her up to the bed, handcuffed her, and went upstairs and took her spot. Yeah, took off her Thriller. She had like a Thriller Michael Jackson.
She switched clothes
t-shirt
with the one up there from the one down there. So the doppelganger is now up there living life, and the original one is down there. So now we know the whole entire movie, the mom that we were watching was actually the doppelganger.
Yeah, the fake.
Woo! And she put the real one down there.
Oh boy.
And that was the reason why she had a problem speaking. Like, because we were like, why can't she speak and everything like that? And why she had trouble speaking? That's because she wasn't the real one. She was the fake one that was down there, because the ones down there don't really speak. As everybody else did, it just kind of like screamed or whatever. And so that's why she didn't know how to speak. And so when she started dancing, that's when she started expressing herself, and she started to learn how to start speaking and everything.
You're talking about the fake.
Yeah, the fake. And so.
And the real one was down there. Yeah. And she was dancing and stuff, and that's when all the tethered were taking notice, and they started worshiping her like a god. Because she was different, and that's because she was different. Because she wasn't from down there. She was from up there. So when they saw her kind of not doing the weird stuff that they were all doing, they were like, oh, this is a special one. And so that's why they all kind of followed her. And since the one down there is the original one, she knows that the fake one is up there. So she was kind of planning the entire time to retake her spot as the real one. Yeah. But we're looking at her as fake, and it's completely opposite. Yeah, that was a nice little twist.
And because we saw the choking scene of the original one, that's why the one down there,
which is the real one,
could speak for one. And when she did speak, it sounded like that because she got choked.
Yeah,
because her vocal cords were hurt, and that's why the other ones weren't able to speak, because they're not original. They weren't the original ones.
Yep.
So it's just
and then the hands bunch. Yeah, and so now the son's looking at his mom like.
Yeah, and so the son, since he saw her kill, like the way that she was killing people, because she killed like I think like 2 or 3 people, I don't know.
Yeah.
The fake that was living as the mom the whole time, he was kind of looking at her in the car ride in the end of the movie like a little weird, and then the mom kind of smiled back at him a little bit, and then that kind of leaves the question like, does the son think that this mom is the fake one? Does he know? Because of everything that went down there. Yeah. And everything. He's like, are you even my real mom, or is this the fake? And then it's kind of like the mom just looking at him like, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
And so the Hands Across America, that was a t-shirt that the real Adelaide had down there, and so they kind of like placed it, so that's why all of them are like holding hands across. All the tethered are holding hands across. Then they had Jeremiah. Then now we gotta go into Easter eggs, because that's basically the whole movie right now. Like that's how the movie ends. So we're gonna go to like the Easter eggs. Jeremiah 11:11 was like, they will, what does it say? It's like a Bible verse, and it basically says, God said they will call upon me, and while they're getting hurt or whatever, and I won't hear them. So I guess that's supposed to be the people above getting hurt by the tethered, and no one's getting called upon.
But it's a whole bunch of symbolism in this movie. You can kind of interpret it how you want to. But I think that what the overall premise was, because not like Get Out, because Get Out, you kind of understood the whole thing.
Yeah,
you watched it. This one, you kind of got to think about it.
Yeah, so you definitely do.
We think that this means, because the mom said when she responded to who are you, she said we are Americans. I think it means that since it says us in the title, which also means US, and then you have that theme of Hands Across America and everything, and then when one is thriving, one is not. I think that's the whole theme, is that us as Americans, whenever we're thriving on something, somebody else is being deprived, and they're not living well versus other people that are. Like, there's the rich people, and then there's the poor people. The rich people get to eat all this nice things, have a nice family gathering, and then the poor people, they gotta eat scraps and whatever they could find and everything. And also like the American, like the people above are probably representing the people that say like, oh, we belong here and everything, and looking at the people that's down below as you don't belong here. And I took that as like us, like everyone here, like we're all of us as Americans, we all came from different parts of the world and everything like that. But there were people that were already there, which are like the Native Americans. So I feel like it's almost like a representation of like all of us coming and we're here while like the Native Americans were like kind of like pushed away, and like, you know, we took their land and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what I saw about.
Yeah, I definitely Jordan
Peele got the back
definitely
end of it.
when he said, because we and Jasmine were laughing at that scene when he was like, she was like, "Who are you?" And they said,
He said, "We're Americans."
I was like,
that means that we are taking everything while somebody else is suffering. So it's a whole bunch. Y'all could interpret it how you want.
Yeah, you can interpret how you want, but that's how we thought about it. And this is like, we were just talking about it all night, all even today.
Yeah.
It's just like, why would she say that? Like, like it was just like, okay, he's definitely going for something here. And even now, we're still trying to figure it out. So make sure you guys comment below and let us know your theories and what your thoughts if you've seen the movie or not.
If you haven't seen it, try to look. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, we kind of
spoiled it for you,
but you know. But if you did see it, try to look at it or think about it twice, because everything that you see in the beginning of the movie kind of ties in with the end of the movie. So it's kind of like you have to think about it a lot. And I don't know if it's in the same universe as Get Out. I'm not sure.
I don't think
it is.
I don't think so.
But I don't know. I think it's its own standalone movie. I don't think it's gonna have like a prequel. I mean, or
it should have a prequel.
Or
you still have unanswered questions about like.
It's a lot of unanswered questions.
Because in the movie they said that the humans forgot about the tether down there. So
because people are like, how did they get down there? And what made them two of the same thing, just with a soul tied together?
It's like,
but I think that's probably why I didn't answer that question, because it's probably gonna ruin maybe the logic of it. Maybe because like it's like, how do you create another doppelganger and then put them down there, but y'all are tied together with your soul? Like, how does that all like tie together? Like, how did they get down there? Who placed them down there? Who put the rabbits down there? Like who's doing it?
Yeah,
like,
you didn't have an escalator that only went down.
Yeah, there's an escalator that only went in a downward fashion, so we don't know how they got down there. I don't know, but maybe that's supposed to be left for, you know,
for interpretation. I don't know. I'm ready for the next one. All right, and you don't ever know that this might be like
next Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah,
I'm
ready for the next one. I want to know if it connects to anything.
I feel like every movie that he puts out is going to be just a banger. Like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and it had a little comedy parts.
Matter of fact, 9.5 because it was good.
It was very good.
It was good.
It was great. I do like Get Out better though.
I do like Get Out.
Only because it was easier for me to understand at face value.
Yeah, face value is like straight away, like you get it. Bam,
like you get all the instances and like little Easter eggs they throw in there, you understand it completely. This movie, you kind of gotta sit there and think about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think you like, okay, what Get Out, you didn't know at all what was going on. Us, you kind of knew, they got double gangers, they gotta fight themselves.
Yeah,
so we kind of knew.
Trailer,
we kind of knew, from the trailer, we kind of knew what was going on. Get Out was kind of like, how do you get here and what to do this? Because it's like,
But even with them showing us the doppelgangers in the trailer, it still didn't have you understand what was going on. Yeah. You still didn't, even after you watched the whole movie, you still don't know. So you're just like they didn't really give away anything.
I understand, but I don't at the same time, because you love so many Easter eggs and meanings. So
I'm pretty sure if you watch the movie more than once, you would understand everything.
Yeah, completely. That's what we get out of here.
Yeah.
What do you give it out of 10?
I give it a 10. I like it.
Okay, I give it 9. I just want to know what those meanings are. Then I might change my thing up, more.
Might have to look at some theory videos or whatever like that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Anyway, comment below. Tell us what you think.
Don't forget to like and share. This is